Use in terms of in digital connectivity in the state. So, as you all know, the Digital India Mission, under Digital India Mission, Government of India has taken steps to ensure that digital services reach out to the people of India, and this is one of the things which we need to ensure that to make India a developed nation by 2047. So, along with the uh, economic empowerment, we also need to digitally empower the state and the country. So under e-governance, we have taken the first, as I told you, we have a Goa online portal. Uh, we have extended the digital services, the services which various departments are giving in a digital mode at the click of a button. So we have around 247 services which are available for the citizen on the Goa online portal. So these include G2C, G2B and G2G services, so that all these services are available to the citizen at the click of the button anywhere, anytime. So this scheme is implemented by Goa Electronics Limited along with ITG. These are the two state designated agencies of Government of Goa. So when we talk about digital services, making it available through computers, through online portals, it is also necessary that these services are also need to be available to the villages and the hinterlands of the state. So to ensure this, Government of Goa has something called as CSS. So citizen service centers are equipped with the necessary infrastructure so that citizen services reach out to the people in the remote villages, and we have equipped the citizen service centers with all the online services. We have made it available to the citizen services. The state schemes as well as the central schemes are made available to citizen service centers. Apart from this, Goa has also launched Gramin Mitra. So the Gramin Mitra initiative is taken by the state government to ensure that the citizen services reach out to the people at their doorstep. So this is a unique initiative by the state government to ensure that citizen services are made available to the people at their doorsteps. So as I said, when we were talking about citizen services reaching out to the people, this is another initiative of the state government, AI chatbot. So we are trying to make available to make all the 247 services which are online on a chatbot mode. So we have recently given the work order for implementing the AI chatbot for the 247 services which are on board.
Presentations from our respective directors and the two videos which have been played gives the overall thought process of what Goa was, what Goa is, and how we look at Goa in coming days. As far as Goa is concerned, we talk about Goa being a very touristic destination, a preferred destination, a bindu in the mata of a lady is like the Goa being the bindu in the map of the country, Bharat. When we talk about being very spatial, although small in size, we're a small 1.6 million population, having the coast and the hinterlands. But very importantly, the 1.6 million population caters to more than 10 million tourists in a year. From the 1960s, which were the days of the hippies, slowly the destination has transited, developed and moved ahead, becoming the mainstay of the economy as far as the state is concerned, and also providing employment opportunities. Today we talk about tourism being the main economic driver, contributing to about 16.43% to the GDP and taking care of about 40 to 45% of direct and indirect employment. So when we talk about tourism as a department, we actually can say that we are an industry that we need to cater to the expectations of the tourist. There have been requirements of the tourist which have been pre-COVID, which have been very different. And post-COVID, when we said that we need the new normal, it is very important to understand that perception of you, perception of me, of looking at things, finding more things, of a normal traveler, normal tourist has changed. From 2019, post-2019-20 and the pandemic, post-pandemic, the thought of a tourist has been very differently looked at. They want to be more immersive. They want to be having tranquility. They need to look at experiential form of tourism. And states like us who have been talking about tourism largely have had ways and means to talk and move things differently. Our director tourism is presented in very detail. I will just give it crisp. I will talk about it. So when we talk about Goa, it is always known as for the sun, sand, and sea. The three S which are well and widely known to everybody. And from the three S of sun, sand, and sea, we always expected some few temples and the churches which was thought about, and that was the perception of Goa. But my friends, I think Goa has much more to talk about. Goa has a lot to be looked upon, and that's what exactly we would want to convey through your medium. When we talk about Goa, we talk not only about the sun, sand, and sea. We have added three more S in this whole verticals. One is spiritual tourism. The regenerative tourism, which our director spoke about, is built upon the three pillars of economy, the society, that is the people, and the environment. We're talking about regenerative tourism to be first in the country, that is Goa, which we not only talked about sustainability, where a lot of people have been talking about sustainability. Sustainability talks only about minimizing the negative impacts. Regenerative tourism talks about leaving it for legacy, protect the place, at the same time promote it rightly. In way of promoting culture, in way of promoting what the state has as resources, and also protecting them. Providing the whole process in terms of the economy of the state. So when we talked about regenerative tourism, we talked about spirituality, we talked about Ekadasha Tirtha. And Ekadasha Tirtha was a whole new idea, which I think people have been coming to Goa, visiting the sun, sand, and sea. We wanted them to visit the hinterlands. The whole rural tourism which we talk about, which is built upon Goa, talks about hidden gems. Spiritual tourism talks about temples which are more than 100 years old. Ekadasha Tirtha talks about his 11 selected temples. Well, a lot of people after COVID thought about being more wanting to explore areas of spiritual wellness, adventure, and that's how slowly we started building our stories on Ekadasha Tirtha. We started talking about sports. In terms of sports, our director has already presented to you. So we spoke about Ironman 70.3, which has been an annual fair. RFC, which is the vehicles being driven in the rough tracks, which has been there for 11 years last in Goa and being successfully carried out in the monsoons. We are having the World Chess Championship happening this year. We have hosted the World Beach Pro Volleyball International Tournament in Goa. We are talking about the World Table Tennis event which takes place in Goa. So sports has become a very, very important vertical for everybody. It's not only about the sports and the events, but it talks about the people around them who come there as visitors. The sixth one is the software. We are talking about the whole thought process which our director IT was talking about. That Goa has always been having the perception of being a tourism capital of the country, rightly said. But then when we talk about being a tourism and holiday capital of the country, it's also needed to redefine our way of thinking. COVID taught us to work differently. COVID taught us to live differently. So the whole culture of work from home started. We used this opportunity out of adversity and we said, work from Goa. And the work from Goa became hashtag vacation Goa. The hashtag vacation Goa allowed us to rethink and start thinking that how can we make our whole area in a tech-savvy place, which we already have the things in place. We have the e-governance model, which our directors have shown. We have the ease of doing business. But today, if you want to register a hotel, it's no longer the old funda of getting 25 old documents and coming and registering. You take 3 documents, you come there, you online, you put your things together, and you have your tourism NOC available with you. Not that we are discounting the other permissions which are required, but from the tourism perspectively, for us to ensure that the people who come and do business stop licensing but do business is what the whole motive was. And we can proudly say that from 3,647 hotels with the inventory of 70-odd thousand rooms in 2022, today we have scaled up to roughly 8,647 hotels, having an inventory of almost 1 lakh rooms in the state of Goa. To complement this, we have the 2 airports of Mopa and Daboli, one in the north, one in the south. One is the private airport at Mopa, the GMR airport in Mopa. The second is the airport in Daboli, which is the naval airport. So this complementing each other, the north and the south, keeping the cruise tourism coming up, opening shortly in the next 2 months, which will open up an overall field for cruise tourism in a much larger platform, having international footfalls which have already been happening. domestic footfall to cruise tourism already happening, and we scaled up to a larger way. So I think we have been working on this, and very importantly, the cruise tourism and the airport is just about 5 kilometers away. If you look at it demographically, you will realize that this is Goa is the only place where the airport and the seaport are very close to each other. So as he showcased in his presentation, the highways, there's the roadways, the railways, the waterways, and the airways. I think we are well connected to welcome all the tourists from emerging markets to the numbers which we are talking today. Today we are